Weeds are important production constraint in ornamental container production. They compete with their crop for light, space, water, nutrient, and result into stunted plant growth. And also they reduce the ornamental value of your crop. For example, if you don't want to buy ornamental plant in the container full of weeds on it, so you want that very clean. Other than competing with the crop like that, weed can occur everywhere. They can occur on the bottom of the pot, on the plastic molds, tearing them apart, and could be very problematic. They also harbor plant diseases, insects, mites. Once they start producing seeds, their control is really hard. Therefore, they need to be controlled before they start producing seeds. So it's a big challenge to the ornamental container growers. So today we will talk about some of the management strategy for these weeds in container production for ornamental growers. I have three different categories of the management. First one is a mechanical method. When you talk about the mechanical weed control in container production, that is only your hand weeding, using human labor to weed the plants from the container. And there's been a study that has shown frequent hand weeding when the plants are smaller is more economical way than any other methods. And it's very safer method, but only the challenge with that is sometimes you may not have enough labor year-round to weed these containers, especially when farm is busy like shipping season. You just don't have enough people to weed your plants. But if you can do on a frequent basis, it could be a very effective and a cheaper method as well. Second one is a culture method. There are different techniques inside the culture method. I have three. The first one is the use of mulch. There are two different kinds of mulch available for container growers. One is a loose rice hull mulch. Another is a disc, cocoa fiber disc that you can put on the top of the container. These mulch will prevent for weed seeds to germinate and grow. But they may not be effective when there's a high wind situation, like places like South Florida, hurricanes. The pots can fall over and you can lose your mulch material from the wind. The second culture method is the use of clean, soilless growth media. Your growth media should be clean and should not have any weed seeds. Other than having the clean soilless media, having a right component on it is really important, because growth media have pine bark particles of different sizes, different kind of peat moss, Florida peat, Canadian peat of different ages, different size, different sources, perlite, vermiculite, and these all composition can have a great impact on the weed seed germination and also the absorption and efficacy of the herbicide you put in these container crops. So selecting that right composition to enhance your herbicide efficacy and reduce your weed seed germination is really important. Third one is fertilization. The very common fertilization technique in container production is top dressing, where growers top dress the top of the container with the fertilizer, but it provides nutrition to the weed seeds that are present on the top layer of the container. Subdressing, which is putting the fertilizer just few inches below the top layer of your media, can prevent these weed seeds to get nutrition and to germinate. And this is also helpful when there's a windy situation. If your pots fall over, you don't lose your fertilizer. So these are the three common culture methods that growers can use in container production. Third and last and the important one is a chemical method, which is a herbicide. A lot of the herbicides we use in container production are granulars. They are spread with a belly grinder, and proper calibration of these belly grinders are really important to achieve the right rate and right coverage. And a lot of these herbicide options we have are pre-emergence herbicide. That means they are not effective on the weed seed, but they prevent the growth and seedling formation of these weed seedlings and stop them from building a population. We don't have that much post-emergence herbicide, so once your weed population is out, you have to do a hand weeding, but you can control these weeds from germinating and from growing the use of the pre-emergence herbicide. And some of these herbicides are effective on the grasses, some of them on the broadleaf, some of them are effective on the sedges. So you need to be careful that you cover all these weed categories. And overall, weeds are important production constraint, and management of these weeds could be a challenging process. Integrating all these weed management strategies together through the concept of integrated weed management is effective and a long-term and a sustainable way of weed management for ornamental container producers.